Wow, this is a wonderful moment that I've been looking for, and it's your number one motivational moment, inspiring moment. We call it the Daily Dose, your soul booster. And talking about the soul boosting period right now is talking about time management. I'd like to share something with you about what Victor Hugo says. He says, "He who every morning plans the transaction of the day and follows out that plan carries a thread that will guide him through the maze of most busy life. But where no plan is laid, where the disposal of time is surrendered merely to the chance of incidents, chaos will soon reign," says Victor Hugo. And indeed, I want to go on that trail to say chaos will reign when you leave your life to chance. The Bible says time and chance happens to them all, and you need to plan. Planning takes a lot out of you. Planning is about you putting your pen on paper. I want to ask you this question on the Daily Dose today. Are you usually punctual or late for meetings or for engagements? Do you finish things within that time, that stipulated time? Or do you hand in your report right on time? Are you one of those people that you're unable to accomplish a task within the deadline? Are you a manager that keeps to time, or are you a follower that keeps to time? Now, if that answer you're about to give me, it is a no, then the big question is, how can we manage our time? I'd like to share with you this morning on some certain points that I believe that would help you. I want you to also know that some of those things, I have practicalized them, and I've also seen that they've been useful in my life, and that's why I'm sharing it with you this morning on the Daily Dose. First of all, let me say to you that number one, create a daily plan. Plan your day before it unfolds. Before the day approaches, you plan your day. Do it in the morning, or better still, before you sleep at night. Planning gives you a good overview of how the day is going to span out, or how the day is going to go. So get on with that paper and pen and plan your day. Number two, peg a time limit to every task. For instance, you can add 10 a.m. Between 10 a.m. and 10:30, I will do this task. Between 3 o'clock and 5 p.m., I will do X or Y item or task. Now, this is what happens when you do that. This prevents your work from dragging on and also eating into another time for another task or for another activity. Number three, use a calendar. I mean, the technology we have these days has given us that calendar for us to use as a fundamental step to managing our daily activities. Now, if you use your Outlook or your Lotus Notes on your calendar, on your system or your software, it's fantastic. Also, you can have your Google Calendar. That is also very, very great. It is even better if you can sync that, on your mobile phone or on other hardwares like your Palm Tops. It gives you that distinct mentality that you need to keep to time. Now you can also access your schedule no matter where you are with having it on your mobile phone. Number four, use an organizer. An organizer helps you to keep everything in check. It helps you to also put the things that are supposed to start on the first choice of list, as in having your priorities right. Helps you to be able to channel your energy to that which is looking and begging for attention at top priority. So that is what your organizer will help you to do. It keeps a whole lot of information to doing that project and to completing it. Number five, know your deadline. Your deadline is very important. I mean, when you do not do a task that is according to a particular time, then you just work as in having a life of, oh, it's at last, there is time for me to execute this task when there is no time. So it's always good for you to know your deadline. Mark the deadline and outline it on your calendar or your organizer and follow it through. Now, if the time for you to finish up a task is near and you have not completed that task for that day, move on to what you have next for that task. And as you go on the next day, set up another time that would continue that particular task you have left off. Number 6, learn to say no. I have a problem in saying no sometimes, but I'm learning to say no, because when you do not know how to handle the ability to say no, you are going to be eating into another task or time for another task, and you're going to allow distraction and that particular task you're supposed to do to suffer. Now, for the distraction that come in and out, when you're doing other things, give a firm no. And I'm not saying learn to say no just to people, but also learn to say no to other distractions that would defer that particular task from being done or achieved. Number 7, target to be early. If you have your deadline that says 2 hours or in 3 days' time, target to be early for making up that deadline in 1 day time. Draw onto that target to be on time. You'll either be on time or late. If you do not do that, most of the time you'll be late. However, if you target to be early, you're mostly likely to be on time. For an appointment of 10 o'clock in the morning, target to be there for 8 o'clock. Mostly what will happen is you might get there for 9, but at the end of the day, you will get there early enough. I think at this very moment, I would conclude at our next subsequent daily dose. And I want to also say you can join me on Twitter at Duchess Gwen, ends with double N, and you can also join me on Facebook, Lady Gwendolyn Oshoni. And in case you like to share a word or two with me or comment, send it to Duchess Gwen, that ends with double N, at gmail.com. Believe me, your time is now. You are the best of you.